Hey guys, thanks for joining me back. We are going to be making what's called the Lacy wheel, and this pattern is from the Complete Photo Guide to Crochet, and this is a huge motif pattern, perfect for any coffee table, a perfect decoration item for any table, and I hope you join me for this pattern. So grab any standard 4-weight yarn and hook, and we will start this project together. Okay, so starting with our 5.5 hook and a standard 4-weight yarn, and I'm using gray, we will start with our Lacy wheel. We will do our foundation first, which is a chain 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So what you want to do is form your ring. So slip stitch into that first chain. And now for round 1, you want to do a chain 3, and that's going to count as your first double crochet throughout the pattern. Now you want to do a total of 21 double crochet in the ring, but counting this chain 3, you will have 22. So go ahead and put 21 double crochet inside your ring. And you do not have to count, or I don't normally start counting until I get a few from being completed to my destination number, I guess you could say. As I'm closer to having my full number, I'll start counting a little bit closer. So just start working those 21 double crochet into your ring, and then like I said, with the beginning chain 3, you will have a total of 22. So just keep working your 21 into the center. And for me, it doesn't take them very long to build up. Okay, so I'm going to start counting with my chain 3 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 is what I have now. And your hole is not going to close up very much, so you'll just leave that partially open. So I had 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and you may have to scooch them over, 21, and 22. So I'm just going to double check my counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, so then you want to join into the top of that beginning chain 3. And you will have what looks like a perfect little donut. And that is going to be our round 1. Alright, so round 2, you want to do up a chain 3 here. And then you're going to do a double crochet right into that same stitch. So basically you worked an increase here. Okay, so then now what you want to do is a chain 3, and you're going to skip this next stitch right here. So be careful, don't lose this stitch. It's very close right here to the very first one. So you're going to skip this stitch here, and then you're going to do 2 double crochet into the next. So you're increasing on this round. Then you're just going to repeat this all the way around. So chain 3, skip the next stitch, and increase in the next. So 2 doubles in the next. Chain 3, skip, skip the next, 2 in the next. and you'll work it around. And I don't know about you, but I absolutely think working motifs and granny squares is just, it's one of my most favorite things to do in crochet. I absolutely love it. And I think simply because you can just make some of the most beautiful projects in the world with the motifs and the granny squares. They've been around, especially the granny squares, pretty much a foundation for crochet. They've been around pretty much forever. And I have a very, very old granny square afghan that my great-great-grandmother made. She actually made 3 of them, one for each of her children. And I got handed down one, and I do have a video that shows that. But I wouldn't take anything in the world for it, of course. And it's, you know, has very few, I guess what I would call tears in it. But it hangs on the back of my chair here in my craft room, and I love it. And it's just, they're beautiful. But I love working motifs and granny squares. They're just something magical. Alright, so we're at the last one here. So we'll work up our last chain 3. And then you're going to join to the top of that beginning chain 3. Okay, so this is what you will have at the end of round 2. Alright, row 3. We are going to chain up 3 again. Then we're going to work a double crochet right into this next double crochet. And you want to do a chain 4 now, because as we get bigger around, it's going to start expanding, so you're going to have to add that extra stitch. So there's 2, 3, and 4. Now you're going to skip this chain 3 space, and you're going to do a double crochet in each of these next 2 double crochet. So 1 and 2. And now you're just going to repeat that process. So chain 4 this time. And remember, on the row before we chained 3, but because we increased here, our round got bigger, so we're going to have to accommodate for that. So chain 4, skip the chain 3 space, and work a double in the top of each of the next 2 doubles. Chain 4. Okay, and then skip the next 3 and work 2 doubles in a row here. And you'll just work that around. Chain 4, and then your 2 doubles over the next 2 doubles. Making sure to skip those chain 3s. And this would also be very beautiful worked in colors as well. But when I'm trying to instruct different motifs, I like to kind of concentrate on building the pattern and not so much on color change. Because I'm sure most of you do understand color change and its role in crochet, but I have put a lot of emphasis on color changing and what it does as far as making your projects stand out and being different. But whenever I'm doing things like this here, I like to try to concentrate more or less on the pattern, not so much on the color changing if I don't need to. Okay, so just keep going around. We're at the last 2 double crochet here. And let's chain up that last 4. And you're going to join back up in that chain 3. Okay, so I'll back up just a little bit. And you see that it did get bigger. And this is a pretty good size motif. So that was the end of row 3. Alright, row 4, and you see we're getting really large with this motif. So it's going to be very similar to the last 2 rows. So you're going to chain up 3 here. And of course we're going to double crochet in the next double crochet. And we're still expanding, increasing here. So this row we did 3 in between. This row we did 4. Now we're going to do 5 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to do the same procedure. You're going to skip these 4, and then you're going to work your 2 double crochet over the next 2 from your previous row. And then work your 5 chains. Okay? And that's all you really need to do for this row, and it's just going to get larger. And like I said on the previous round, this would make, it's really going to be beautiful if you did happen to color change on it. And this is very simple, so Miss Margaret once again did a wonderful job. The only thing about color changing on what I like to classify as an open motif like this is you really don't have a whole lot of room to hide your ends. And the same way on some granny squares, which is my big issue with doing color changing on things like this, is if you don't have a whole lot of places to hide those ends, it can become sloppy. So I would recommend, if you do like color changing on motifs or squares that are open like this, I would recommend that you use a variegated yarn, something that does a very good job at changing color on its own. And they make very good yarns out there that does that. So. And you can change the size of this one. This one is a larger motif. You can change the size of it by changing the size of your hook and your yarn all at the same time. Okay, so we're almost around. And you can slow your video down if I'm going too fast for you, but they're just chains and double crochets, so or if you need to stop the video, that's fine. Okay, so let's work up our last chain 5 here, and like we've been doing, you want to join up in that beginning chain 3. And I'll spread this back again so you can see the size of it versus the size of my hand. It is now bigger than my hand. Okay, so that is row 4, and I will be back. We will finish this off with round 5. Okay guys, last round. What we want to do here is chain up 8. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's going to count as a single crochet and chain 7. Now what you're going to do is a single crochet in the top of this next double crochet here. And that's just going to give us like a loop. Okay, so now you're going to just do a chain 7. So 1, I'm sorry, not a chain 7. But you're going to basically do 7 single crochet in the next chain 5 space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay? And then you're going to do a single crochet in the next double crochet. And now you'll chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now you're just going to single crochet in the next double crochet. And this is what you're going to start repeating around. So 7 singles in this next chain 5 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then you want to do a single crochet in, let me make sure, in the next double crochet, and then you'll chain 7. Okay, and then you'll single in the next double crochet. Just like that. Now, me personally, if I were going to change colors at all on this motif, I would do it on the outside round. And then that way you could actually weave in this, weave in your ends really good on those single crochet rows. Okay, so let's work our 7 singles here. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Single in the next double and chain 7. And single in the next double. And just work that around. Single in the next double and chain 7. And single in the next double. And you can see this is a very huge motif. It almost resembles a little bit of a spider web, so I think I could actually use this at Halloween. So 7 singles in the next chain 5 space. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Single in your double and chain 7. And single. And we'll just keep working. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and I'll meet you up at the end of this round. I'm going to work the last one with you here. So I'm going to single in this double, chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Single in my next double, and then in the last chain 5 space, do 7 singles. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now you want to slip stitch into the first chain, the beginning chain 8. So we're just going to slip. And then I'm going to back up for you. And you will see it's huge. So now I can put both my hands on it and it's still not cover it. So this is not a applique type deal here. This is a huge motif. Very beautiful if you wanted to, like my hook basket, you know, you can set different, if you wanted to use it for a candy dish, for a candle, you know, just a centerpiece for a table. If you wanted to use a bigger hook and a bigger bulkier yarn and make it, it would honestly get maybe twice this size. Just a beautiful, beautiful pattern. And if the yarn changed colors on its own, it would really work just beautiful. So again, this is your Lacy wheel, and it's from the Complete Photo Guide to Crochet. So I encourage you, if you do not have these books from Miss Margaret Hubert. You will love these books, and they have so many more patterns like this in there. So I would encourage you to go out and get her books. They are so fabulous and can teach you so much. And they are so worth it, and I have several of them myself. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and until next time, happy hooking!